Hello, my friend! Today we study comparative and superlative. But before we start, I ask you, how are you feeling today? Talk to me, okay? How are you? All right, good. Comparative and superlative. It's easy. I'm gonna read you one example so you can see the use of comparative in real life. This book here is very nice. This first sentence is written by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says, I always saw the world as a classroom, absorbing lessons and histories that could encourage my path. I hope you do the same. The worst thing that can happen, this is superlative. The worst thing that can happen. The worst. This is superlative of bad. The worst. The worst thing that can happen to you is when you think you know enough. Never stop learning. Never. Here, another sentence from a top athlete. She says, I'm not the strongest. This is superlative. The strongest. I'm not the fastest. This is superlative. The fastest. But I am very persistent. Before we start, let's stretch. Sit comfortably. Isolate noise. Close windows. Close the door. Try to be comfortable. If you can, put a desk, a table in front of you. Grab pen. Grab paper. Take notes during the class. Write your own examples. The more you participate, the more opportunities you have. The more you participate, the more you learn. Cell phone is an amazing tool. I love my cell phone. With this technology here, I can connect with you. But during our classes, I just put my cell phone on flight mode because I want to be 100% dedicated to you, to your class. When my cell phone is on flight mode, I am not interrupted by calls, by messages, by notifications. Okay? Let's open our chest. You are going to stretch your arms to the front and open. Be careful not to bump into something. Open your arms and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Go back to the original position. Release your shoulders. Now we're going to do this. Cross your fingers and push your arms forward. Let's stretch your arms. And you count for us. 1, 2, you count please. 3, 4, 5. All right. Release your shoulders. Now let's breathe in and breathe out. Simple breaths. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. We are more prepared now. We are more focused now. We are stronger now. We are more concentrated now. I am already using the comparative. Are you prepared for the class? Of course you are. Comparative and superlative. You will see this is easy. It's a piece of cake. Easy. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. Let's start with comparative. When we compare things, we use adjectives because the adjectives are the qualities, the definitions of things. And the most used adjective is good. This is good, this is bad. When I am comparing things, for good I use better. Good, better. I tell you. This restaurant is better than that. This food is better than that. I am better in English than in Portuguese. She is better than me. Yesterday, we were sick. Thank God we're better now. I'm telling you, yesterday we were sick. Thank God we're better now. It's better to participate. I'm using better to compare things. This restaurant is better than that. This food is better than that. I am better than yesterday. For the adjective good, we use better. And for bad, we use worse. Worse. For example, eating junk food is worse than eating healthy food. Sleeping late is worse than sleeping early. I'm telling you that healthy food is better than junk food. But I can express this idea saying junk food is worse than healthy food. Sleeping late is worse than sleeping early. Or I can say, sleeping early is better than sleeping late. Good, better. Bad, worse. Now let's see different adjectives. New. When the adjective is short, we are going to add er at the end of the adjective. And that's it. Example, this shirt is newer than my pants. This shirt is newer than my pants. My pants are newer than my shoes. New is the adjective. Newer than is the comparative. I take the short adjective, add er at the end, and write then to compare. The opposite of new is old. Yes, old is a short adjective, so we just add er to compare. My brother is older than me. My wife is older than me. I am older than my kids, of course. This building is older than my house. I am use the adjective old comparing with other things, so I'm using older than. Older than. Another adjective, cheap. When the price is low, we say this is cheap. It's a short adjective, so we use er at the end of the adjective. This store is cheaper than the mall. This store is cheaper than the mall. This apartment is cheaper than that house. I am comparing the price of the apartment with the price of the house. This apartment is cheaper than that house. The opposite of cheap is expensive. Opa, long adjective, expensive. When we have long adjectives, we use more. Let's think of an example. This camera is more expensive than my computer. This camera is more expensive than my computer. Your TV is more expensive than my computer. Your sofa is more expensive than my chair. I'm taking the adjective expensive and I am comparing more expensive than. If the adjective is short, we just use er at the end of the adjective plus than. If the adjective is long, we use more, the adjective, and than. Okay? Another adjective, long. This road is longer than my street. This road is longer than my street. The opposite of long is short. This class is shorter than other classes. The classes at voceaprendeagora.com are shorter than this class. Short is the adjective. Shorter than is the comparative. Let's think of another adjective. We have talked about new, newer than, old, older than, cheap, cheaper than, expensive, long adjective, more expensive than, long, longer than, short, shorter than, good, which is better, better than, and worse than. And now, let me take one long adjective. Complicated. Chinese is more complicated than English. Portuguese is more complicated than English. I swear to God, English is a simple language. English is simpler than Portuguese. Portuguese is more complex than English. I'm using adjectives to show you the comparison. English is more complex than Portuguese. No, Portuguese is more complex than English. English is simpler than Portuguese. Portuguese is more complicated than English. This is the comparative. If you have a short adjective, you just add er at the end of the adjective. If you have a long adjective, you just use more, the adjective, than. All right? Let's study the superlative now. Are you prepared? Of course you are. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend! Let's see the difference between comparative and superlative. I'm going to show you here. You have the difference more visual now. Okay? Here we go. Mr. Felipe Dib. And here we have comparative and here we have superlative. For short adjectives, we are going to add er. Let me position better this. We're going to add er then. For superlative, for short adjectives, we're going to use the Then you have the adjective est. I'm going to explain to you. This is for short adjectives. For short adjectives. So we say, I tell you, my daughter is faster than me. She is thinner than me. My wife is stronger than me. All right, what about the superlative? How do we use the superlative with short adjectives? The same structure. My daughter is the fastest girl at home. My daughter is the thinnest person in our family. And these are real examples. She is the thinnest person in our family. My wife is the strongest woman of my house. We are using short adjectives. With short adjectives, we add er at the end of the adjective plus than. She is faster than me. She is thinner than me. She is stronger than me. Superlative, I put the adjective ahead of everyone. I'm not comparing with other people. I'm just saying she is the fastest at home. She is the thinnest of our family. She is the strongest of my home. We use this structure for short adjectives. For long adjectives, we are going to use this structure here. More adjective than. And here we use the most adjective. Example. But here we are going to use long adjectives. And then you ask me, what's the difference between long and short? Visual. Just have a look. Your instinct will know the right answer. If you see a long adjective, you're going to use this structure. For example, my father is more disciplined than my mom. My father is the most organized person at home. I am more focused than my brother. But I am not the most focused person of our family. Another example. Mary is more determined than Carol. Mary is more determined than Carol. I don't have space, but I will write here. Mary is the most determined person of her class. I'm showing you here the structure for short adjectives. Comparative, ER plus than. He is faster than me. He is thinner than me. I am stronger than my brother. If the adjective is long, I'm going to use more. This is a synonym for more. My father is more disciplined than my mother. My wife is more focused than me. Mary is more determined than Carol. Superlative for short adjectives, the, est. Duda is the fastest girl at home. Lulu is the thinnest daughter I have. João is the strongest boy from our family. If the adjective is long, I tell you, you are one of the most organized students that I have. Yes, my friend. You are one of the most focused students of Você Aprende Agora. When you want, because when you don't want, my goodness, I can do acrobats here. I can make magic. I can play the guitar. When you don't want, my goodness. Now, let's talk about the most used adjective of the planet. Do you know? The most common adjective. Good. The opposite of good. Bad. Comparative. Comparative for good is better than. Superlative for good, the best. Comparative for bad, worse than. Superlative for bad, the worst. Examples. He is better than yesterday. Thank God. My friend was sick, but today he is better than yesterday. Thank God. This player is phenomenal. He is the best artist of our country. Who's your favorite artist? Comment here. Worse than. Last year was worse than this year. Last year was worse than this year. Comparative. Superlative. Giving up is the worst decision. Giving up is the worst decision. If you were tired, you can relax. You can take a rest. Relaxing is better than giving up. Taking some time to rest is better than stopping. Giving up is worse than saying no to some alternatives. Trying is better than omitting. You can be the best version of yourself. Comparing your life with other people's lives is the worst thing you can do. Do you see the differences between comparative and superlative? Yes, I love to see your progress. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. You have potential to be one of my best students. But the thing is, are you going to be more disciplined than the other students? I don't care if you were smarter or if the other students are more clever. What I really evaluate is your dedication, your discipline. If you were more disciplined, if you were more dedicated, if you were more focused, then you reach higher. You will dive deeper. You will have much more than the ones who just rely on their natural capacity. I believe in hard work. If you work harder than other people, you will get farther than other people. Do you agree with me? 3, 2, 1. Yes! We're finishing one more class. And I love when you come to this part of the class. I love to see your progress. You are better than yesterday. You were more prepared than last week. I know some of these classes are longer than the other classes you often watch at Você Aprende Agora. But these longer classes help you concentrate. These longer classes give you the possibility to dive deeper into the knowledge. And I'm going to ask you some questions now. What's the best restaurant in your city? In your opinion, what's the most difficult subject? What is the biggest challenge you have in your life? I am here to serve you, my friend, and I love to see your progress. When I see you here, watching our classes, studying, getting better and better, I am happy because I know you are opening new opportunities. Comment your answers here. Comment your examples using comparative and superlative. Thank you very much. I am Felipe Dib. See you next class.